Coming up on Loose Women, Just Between Us.
I actually dumped someone in Rhodes whilst we were there because I had that theory of like, we've got the trip booked, have to go, can't get a refund. And then you just like, they're breathing and because I have to put that in my diary. Remember I said I wasn't in the country now and have to stay holed up in my bedroom. I lied, it must follow through.
But I wanted to put the toilet light on so as not to wake him. I pressed what I thought was the toilet light. No. It was the blinds.
That's all after this.
Loose Women Just Between Us is sponsored by Mecca Bingo.
And of course, it's about getting together, whether that's in your legendary bingo halls or online.
In Mecca's chat rooms, players have their own lingo. I'm going to test you. First one, WD.
Well done.
Correct. Next, GL.
Good legs. No, only joking. GL. Good luck.
Yes. And finally, 1TG.
1 to go.
You are on a roll. Discover even more at meccabingo.com. You don't even need a dabber.
And it's not just about bingo. There are other games like Slingo, Slot, and even Loose Women Bingo.
Players must be 18 or over. Terms and conditions apply. See meccabingo.com for details.
Hello, this is Loose Women Just Between Us with me, Denise Welch.
And me, Katie Piper.
And this is our space to really have a little gossip, dish the dirt, because let's face it, we call this the confessions closet because it's just you, me and her.
That's right. You can trust us. You can tell us the kind of secrets that you would only tell your closest friends. Dilemmas, deep, dark secrets, whatever it is, we want to hear them and hopefully solve them for you.
And on these chairs, Katie Piper thinks we look like croissants. Please write in and explain what part of a croissant and why we look like croissants on these chairs. But I digress. So, Loose Women Just Between Us. It's about your dilemmas, your confessions, your problems. We're not experts, but we will do our best to share our own life experiences that maybe you can gain some comfort or help from. Or maybe not. But send them in to loose.women@itv.com.
This is Loose Women, looser than ever.
Well, it sounds like we've got some very, very, very juicy tales to get into this
Just
week.
how we like
and
it.
We've got one from M, who is thinking about interfering in her friend's relationship. Why and how, we'll hear in a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, something a little bit different. We've heard from Karen, who has got a bit of a dilemma about a big family wedding that's coming up because there's a rift going on in the family. Can't relate, but I'll do my best.
It's like Succession.
Oh, I loved that. I was
I love
gutted when it
Succession.
finished.
And don't forget, every week we wrap up with what we call Loose Women's Loose Ends, where you send in your confessions and we read them out and embarrass you.
Oh, I wanted to rub my hands together with glee then. I'm actually quite looking forward to this.
But before we get going, I always come in to work with some kind of stressy rant, okay?
I hadn't noticed.
Oh my God, I've got to get it off my chest because I hear people say it all the time. You know, people will say, oh, can I have a selfie? Oh, I don't know how to work it. I'm not very technical. And you're thinking, oh God. But I am not very technical.
You're not bad. You're on social media.
Well, yes, just.
Yeah.
But I have very few diva demands when I go to a hotel. I have very few requirements. A bed is always good.
Yeah.
As long as I can pull the duvet out at the end because I hate that.
Oh, it's like a wrestle, isn't
Oh my
it?
God. And I like to be able to see in the mirror, so a good light, because sometimes it's like you're in the black hole of wherever because you cannot see a thing.
Quite like it like that because I feel so attractive.
I just can't bear it. Anyway,
It's better
my
for
main
sex,
my
that's
main
why.
thing is the darkness is definitely better for sex.
We
God, that's
digress.
another-
I'm sorry.
That's
Right,
another
okay.
podcast. But last night I was in. So basically, sometimes I can't get home, and I stay in London, and I stay in a hotel. And last night I was in a different one,
So not your usual one.
not my usual. And Katie, there was no kettle. And I was incandescent with Kettle rage about it, because I think you can put your fancy coffee machine in,
Right.
but please, I'm British, put a kettle in, because I tried, because I wasn't with Lincoln or anybody more technical last night, to work the coffee machine. And I just rang down and said, hi, my name's
You
Denise.
went down to the desk?
No, I rang down and I said, hi, my name's Denise. I'm afraid, sadly, I don't have an engineering degree. So after 75 hours, I am unable to work this coffee machine. Please, can you come up?
I bet they were laughing their
Yes,
heads
he
off.
did come up and went... And the coffee came out, but it did come out with you put the pod thing in and everything.
Yeah.
Lukewarm.
Well,
I don't want a lukewarm pod.
I have to say, I'm going to change your views on kettles and hotels, because Toby, my Toby, our Toby,
Our Toby, makeup
shared
Toby.
makeup
Yes.
artist to the stars,
Absolutely.
no less.
And us.
He's young and cool, and he goes to hotels and has fun and has a life, right? And he told me never ever use a kettle in a hotel room, because they're used for other things that I was not aware of.
What are they used for?
People vomit in the kettle because they're drunk in the room and they just pull it and they're sick in it. Like people for like dares, when they go and stay for like stag do's, do a poo in the kettle.
A poo in the kettle?
A poo in the kettle. People boil their pants and socks after they've messed them, to clean them, to take them home so their wife doesn't see it. People wee in it when they're drunk in the night, and they leave it as a potty by the bed.
How is Toby aware of so many kettle incidents?
Apparently it's a common thing, and it's on TikTok. There's a whole TikTok series.
Do you know something, Katie? I don't care. And if I remember last time we were chatting, you get served dinner by your husband with the dog spoon. So you should be absolutely fine.
So you're fine with a shitty
with
coffee.
a bit of a shitty poo in a kettle. I just, you know what I like? Because I like me instant coffee, and I like
my instant coffee.
and this might be this is going off piste a bit, but I like, and you all know that I like, because I bring it in my little jar. I like instant coffee, good instant coffee. Right, and
You don't even need to sell instant coffee to me, because I'm with you.
Go into the shop and all you want is a coffee. You don't want a Napa Rapparimo. You don't want it. You just want a coffee. And people in the background go, making those noises for 20 minutes while you stand to get an average coffee. Just give me a one with a lid. There you go, with your kettle pot.
So what's your order when you go into a coffee shop? What do you say?
A normal coffee, please. A normal coffee, please. And they go, would you like a Rappadoodle and a Mappadoodle with oat milk and this milk and that milk? Can I have normal milk, please? Actually, I now take my little jar, because I like, it's a
do
creamer.
that.
It's a creamer.
You take
okay?
your own jar.
In America,
Do you get money
this
off for that?
creamer, the creamer is everywhere. Everybody in America has the creamer. Here, everyone
I
looks
actually
at me
find
like
that word gives me the ick. Please stop saying creamer. I don't really want you to say that.
a moist creamer.
Oh, God.
I love me creamer because it tastes really creamy. In America, they have it.
You're
okay?
icking me out.
Anyway,
That's ruining a nice
I
ritual.
went
I
to
don't
a
think we need
hotel.
that.
I'm still on my hotel rant.
Right, okay.
Went to a hotel.
I'm with you.
Going to what were we going to? Something. Anyway, and we were staying in a hotel again. We'd never been in, Lincoln and I. Who said these words? Oh, I'm really sick of switches that turn lights on and off. I'd rather do push button for everything. No one's ever said that, okay? Everyone was happy with on-off, hot, cold in a shower. Only
We
requirements.
knew where we stood. We
knew where we
it.
stood.
Yeah,
We were happy
yeah.
with that. I'll even go with the button dimmer. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Everyone was happy with it. No. So as you walk in the door in complete darkness,
Yeah.
there is like an iPhone thing.
Like a digital,
right?
yeah.
Honestly, I wanted to go to the toilet in the middle of the night. Lincoln is a light sleeper.
You should have gone in the kettle.
I should have gone in the kettle. Now I know I'll have it by my bed. I wanted to put the toilet light on so as not to wake him. I pressed what I thought was the toilet light. No. No, it was the blinds. The blinds.
God.
He's then completely wide awake. We both
Raging.
woke up. We decided we were starving. All we wanted was a burger. Hi, I wonder if there's a menu anywhere where we could just ring down like in the olden days and a real life person said, we'll bring you a burger up, Mr. and Mrs. Townley. No, you've got to turn the television on to get the QR code. But you can't turn the television on without the blinds going like this, without every light in the
But
house.
I think it's so they can charge you more. It's to justify a higher room rate because it's a high-tech room.
If my mum-in-law had been in that room for a night, we would never have seen her again.
Do you know what's happened to me before? And I think this might be to do with alcohol. I have once had to drape, like, you know, the drape on the end of the bed. I had to wrap that round a lamp because I couldn't turn the lamp off just to get to sleep.
What, the sash thing that
Yeah, I had to literally throttle the lamp with the sash. Anyway, enough about us. This is about the viewers that are sending in their
It is.
dilemmas.
But
And
we're very interesting.
so we're going to be back after the break with some of those dilemmas. We're slouching.
Croissant.
Croissant.
Welcome back to Loose Women Just Between Us. Okay, dilemma number 1. And this, Katie Piper, is from M. Okay?
Okay.
M-E-M, not M like Judi Dench in the Bond films. Okay, so just between us, here we go. Hello, ladies. My friend has been going out with this man for a while, and for almost the whole time, it's been clear she doesn't really like him very much romantically, which I assume means doesn't really want to do jiggy jigs with him. They clearly have quite a nice time together, but she talks constantly about calling it off without actually doing it. He's a nice guy.
Oh, friend
And he deserves to have the chance to find someone she thinks who actually wants to be with him.
brother vibes when they're like your brother.
Yes, I've asked my friend, says M, when she's going to finish it, but she's constantly found reasons not to, like, oh, it's my birthday coming up, I've got a trip booked, I can't do it now, but there's nothing standing in her way as we speak. Is it ever okay to tell a friend that she is treating someone unfairly?
There's nothing worse than when you've got trips booked and you don't want to lose the money, but you want to dump them. I actually dumped someone in Rhodes whilst we were there because I had that theory of like, we've got the trip booked, have to go, can't get a refund. And then you just like, they're breathing and and then in the end I just
They're
broke
alive,
up. They're
basically.
alive. And I broke up with them and it was like budget hotel and it was time. Oh, excuse me, I just got to get to the lit and we weren't even together anymore. It was like...
But the thing is, I understand that, but it's like, you know, when people say they marry for money, I can't imagine, no matter how much money a person's got, if you've got the ick when you're with them, it doesn't matter whether you're in the most beautiful hotel in the world. So for you to go
I think you
when you
divorce
didn't
for the
like
money.
him, no, but for you to go when you didn't like him just because the trip was booked, you have to then be there and have him trying to do things. And
Listen,
things.
I think it's fine. Right, I'm just making the assumption that these people are young. They're not having kids. They're not got a mortgage. I'm thinking they're in their 20s and dating, right? I think it's absolutely fine to have a Mr. Right now and not a Mr. Right.
Okay.
Like, because when you're at that stage in your life, you're not necessarily looking for an all-rounder for everything, are you? It's just sort of passing the time.
But the thing is, when you're young, the kind of butterflies thing makes you put up with more. I've got a friend,
Yeah.
okay, and it's a similar sort of situation to this. And somebody close to her said to her, it's so difficult, isn't it? Because we're trying not to pinpoint who our mates are in case they listen to the podcast. Anyway, a person very close to her
Just
said...
stop talking about Colleen Nolan on the podcast, right?
Just because... so somebody close to my friend said, listen... You have gone on about this for a long time, like it sounds like M's friend.
It's draining
You've gone
for the
about
friend.
it for a long time. And, there is a name, apparently, for people who ask your advice all the time and don't do anything about it. They're called assholes.
Assholes. That's a
Assholes,
good
isn't
one.
it good?
Oh,
Anyway.
you
so
should launch that on
this
social.
person was an asshole, and somebody very close to her said, just because he's not a serial killer doesn't mean you have to stay with him. The reason was, and I've been there many years ago, he's a nice guy. He's kind to her. He's kind to her little children. He puts the bins out. he does all these lovely things, and she
I
looks
hate
at
doing
and
the
she
bins.
she looks at
So
other. It's
many
a blue job
bins.
though. She looks at other people,
Especially
who've
now
got-
there's the food bin as well
kind
as the
of-
big bin.
I knew you'd go.
Sorry,
you'd get
I'm getting
distracted by the
distracted.
bins of life. I don't even
can't-
know where my bins
I've got
are.
4 separate bins now.
The
Anyway,
bin. Oh well,
right,
that's another rant
topic,
because I've
yeah.
had to pay for the green bin now.
Get a
ridiculous,
compost heap.
ridiculous.
Right.
So yes. So the
He does the bins. He's a good dad.
I understand.
Yeah.
He's a good man to the children. They're not his, but he's a good man. And she's got friends who are with
sounds
her
great.
partners who are quite mean,
Yeah.
quite passive aggressive. So she's looking at this man. And Em, I'm not taking over your thing, but I know someone in a very similar situation. But because he's not nasty to her, she feels she's got to stay, but she doesn't want to have sex with him.
Right, that is quite a big dilemma, isn't it? If he wants to have sex.
He does.
Yeah. And I think where M's coming from, this asshole. Like M is obviously getting drained of dishing out the same advice and hearing that, like, there's nothing worse than someone moaning about something they don't fix.
But Em is also feeling sorry for her friend's partner by thinking,
Yeah.
let him go. If you
Yeah,
don't love him, let somebody
release
will
him into
fancy
the
him.
wild.
Release
Yeah,
him into the wild.
There's someone
Send
for
him to the
everyone.
farm.
Yeah. And I always beg Richie to do that. I always say, look, if you do get bored of me, do release me, because there will be someone else who will have a go.
Yeah,
Like, as in-
can you play Engelbert Humperdinck's Please Release Me after this while I do?
But I do think there's something to be said here about a boundary of sometimes when our friends moan to us, they just want a good listener. And that is what a good friend is. Like, if you moan to me about the same thing, I'll give you a couple of rounds and I would be a good listener. But if you drained the life out of me and kept going on and pleading with me, asking for my advice that you never take, I think you're in the wrong as the friend for not putting the boundary in, because I've had it before in the past where I've been too nice and I realise I've become a free therapist for some of my friends. And you know how you can do the test? Meet them for lunch, don't speak, they'll speak at you, they won't ask you
one
they
thing.
won't ask you one thing. And you're like, they should be paying £150 an hour for that for
No,
psychologists.
I know. And also the thing is, if I was so unhappy with my partner, but I was still with him and clearly had no intention of leaving, I'd be too embarrassed to I'd be hiding that.
No, it's
and
really
going,
bad.
We're absolutely fabulous
Do you know
together.
why? Because you're
always-
sober. There's nothing worse than when you have a wine and start slagging off your partner to everyone, and then you regret it the next day and you're still together.
Or sharing your sexual fantasies with people at award ceremonies. Anyway,
This is taking a turn for the worse. But actually, hold on. There's one other thing here that I want to know. And I feel like this is what Em's asking as well. Is it ever okay to tell somebody else to dump someone? Because whether she's doing it to release the guy or because she thinks her friend can do better, is it any of her business anyway? It's not her relationship.
It's not. And, you know, I've been in a position before with this friend of saying, you know, I wouldn't want to say dump him, but I've said it's not fair on him, I think. But she says, but he still wants to be here. You know, I think he's sort of like a doormat sort of person. Really, it's a shame. But at the same time, I just say to her, if somebody is not bringing anything to make your life easier or your life more fun, what's the point?
So they've
but
got to
it never
enhance it,
happened.
have
So
they?
now I don't engage in it. I
And
don't
it's
engage in
it's
it.
a thankless role. Like, they're not going to come to you and go, I'm taking your
No,
advice.
people
Like,
shoot the messenger as well.
Yeah. It's a bit like rehab. You've got to want to go yourself.
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, we've really annihilated that one.
So I hope that's helped you, Em.
Yeah. Keep your nose out, I think, was the final,
Yeah, probably.
final summary.
Probably. You know, if
Yeah.
she's never, yeah.
Also, you can't really
But just
say...
put a boundary in. Say, if you're not going
Yeah.
to do anything, don't ask me anymore.
And also with the guy, she feels sorry for the guy. He seems fine. If he's happy, that's up to him. He's fine.
Have you got a partner, Em? Do you fancy him?
Oh, you went there.
Only joking, when you're joking.
Is
when
that
you're
what you
joking.
think? Oh, my
I'm only
goodness.
joking.
Okay. Don't forget, maybe that hit a raw nerve with you, or in fact, you feel like you would benefit from some advice from myself, Denise, maybe not myself or Denise, and you hope there'll be other loose women on the next episode of the podcast, which there will. Don't worry, it's not just us. Send all of your dilemmas to us. It's super easy by email, loose.women@itv.com. We would love to hear from you.
And we will be back with yet another dilemma right after this. Welcome back to Loose Women Just Between Us. And as we promised, we have our second dilemma, and this time it's from Karen.
It is from Karen, and it's actually a real tricky one. I don't know where you're going to stand on this. She says, "Hi, Loose Women, just between us, we were invited to a huge family wedding abroad. Hate weddings abroad, but that's another subject. It's
I've
so
just been to a
expensive.
fabulous one, but anyway.
But then they dictate what you have to wear if you're... We'll talk about this later. Okay, so huge family wedding abroad, which we had all been looking forward to. However, we have recently had a huge fallout with the bride and the groom, and we now don't want to go. So us and a few other members of the family decided to book a holiday at exactly the
A few
same
other members
time.
as well.
Savage. They're influencing others. But should we tell them, or is it going to reignite the feud? Well, nowadays they're going to see it on social media.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Don't post. Put in your diary. Do you ever do that? Do you ever tell someone you can't make it, I'm away, and really you're at home watching telly? I put in my diary, don't post because you said you were away.
Sometimes I've really, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive, because I have to put that in my diary. Remember I said I wasn't in the country now, and have to stay holed up in my bedroom for 4 days.
I lied. Must follow through.
But I would rather be in the bedroom without food for 4 days than being at whatever event I tried to get out of. But
Is
listen.
that why you didn't come to my book launch?
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
tricky.
the bride and groom know. It's not. It would be different if we have got fed up with the bride and groom and we're not going to go to the wedding. They've had a row with the bride and groom, so the bride and groom know that they've had a row. I think that by going on holiday and just maybe posting it is probably a little bit passive aggressive.
Rub your face in it.
But then again, I don't know what the argument was about. Maybe this bride and groom have been really horrible and deserve a bit of passive aggressiveness. I don't know.
When it comes to family, is a wedding an occasion where you put everything behind you, put it to bed, put it on pause for the day because it's the biggest day of those two people's lives?
Yeah, but if they don't like them for whatever the reason, they're probably going, thank God that Bert and Doris aren't coming. Do you know what I mean?
Not if they're starting to take other parties, members of the party away. They said we've booked a holiday with a few others as well.
Again, it's difficult sometimes, isn't it, not knowing the full story. If I was the bride and groom and I had fallen out with these people, I personally don't like falling out. So it would depend on the level of the falloutness. But if it was something that could be overcome, I would absolutely try and overcome it. If I'd always thought that they should be there. But maybe let the bride and groom have their wonderful wedding. Take yourself away from it. Let the mud lie. What do you say?
Let sleeping dogs lie.
No, that's not it.
Let the dust settle.
Let the dust settle. Let the chickens hatch before the bridge.
Yeah. We're talking in riddles now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Let things calm down, and afterwards, when they come back, reach out maybe.
Do you know what? That you're right. There's something to be said for that because it's like there's a time and a place. And actually, it would be worse to go to the wedding full of resentment.
Oh.
Have a couple of drinks and get aggressive.
Absolutely.
And wreck the wedding.
Absolutely.
So maybe this is the etiquette where you're like, I don't want to overshadow the day. I don't
Go
want
on
to
holiday,
ruin it.
but don't rub their noses in it.
What? Like, morning, guys. I'm just at the buffet breakfast.
Yeah.
And the stories.
Missing the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Go away and have your lovely holiday. Come back. Hopefully they've had a fabulous wedding. Reach out and say, look, we weren't there for obvious reasons, but can we all get together, have a lovely dinner and make friends?
I was just going to say, actually, you're right. This could be a positive thing. This could be a sort of reunion of sorts eventually. Yeah. I wouldn't go.
There we are. You see? The Oracle, Katie and Den. Now, at the end of every podcast, we do what we like to call Loose Women's Loose Ends, where we read out somebody's secret confession. Sometimes they might say who it is, but more often than not, they don't. And I think Katie's got this week's confession.
They actually told us their name. It's Katie. It's another Katie.
Another Katie, is it? Okay, let me see what the confession is. Katie.
Okay, well, Katie wrote in to say, I'm a menopausal woman of a certain age, and my confession is that not only do I adore Denise Welch, I promise you it's not me.
Is this a joke confession?
No. But I am also a a total, the 1975 super fan. Here we go. And at a recent concert, I got so excited that I started jumping up and down to my favourite song, The Sound.
The Sound, yeah.
And promptly wet myself.
Oh, a woman after my own heart. Oh,
What does she mean then? As
right.
in...
So one of Matty's most famous songs is called "The Sound," and so whenever it's live, I'm going to cover my mouth because it's a swear word. He goes something like 1, 2, 3, jump, and everybody in the stadium jumps up.
So it's like the trampoline effect on the bladder.
It's a famous song where you would very, very, very lightly wet yourself. There are so many incredible brands of incontinence pants on the market. It would be much more sensible next time. What's the lady called?
Katie.
Katie, of course.
It's Katie.
Katie, it would be much more sensible to go and see Matty wearing some incontinence pants. You don't have to tell anybody. Some of them are really sheer.
Yeah. I think it would dry out anyway in the crowd, especially if it was the summer.
So what is she saying? She goes,
well, it's just a confession that basically you and your son excite her so much that she wet herself.
It's probably me. It's probably
I honestly think it's fine. I think we've all been there. Haven't we?
Well, I go there every time I sneeze, cough, or laugh. I mean, honestly, it really is a nightmare.
Well, I'll have that to look forward to.
Do you know, maybe
in
Katie,
old age.
Because you obviously were slightly embarrassed, I'll do you a little video and tell you about the 84,000 times I've also been Miss Pissy Pants.
Oh, you're such a girl's girl.
Aren't I?
Okay, well, I think that concludes the episode. You've given out incontinence advice.
Hopefully might get a contract.
Oh, never know.
Never know.
Girl after my own heart, you've got Katie's back. I don't have a shared experience yet, but perhaps that's in my next decade to come. And that's it for this episode of Loose Women, just between us.
And I might just add, next time you have a dilemma, don't bring it to the podcast. Don't pretend it's from somebody else. Just say, I wet myself at Matty's concert. And actually, every time I see you, I get so excited. I also let a little trickle come down. Thank you.
Yes, Mum.